Aloha, beautiful friends. Today I want to share a little vision that I had with you yesterday morning during my meditation. I was asking for a little clarity and direction just on what's going on in my life right now. And what I saw was the following. I saw a nighttime scene, a dark, thick, mucky swamp, and I saw myself down in the swamp, in the water, in the muck. But I saw myself emerging from the swamp, trudging my way, struggling up out of it. And as I rose up out of the swamp, I noticed that there was a rope around my waist. And behind me, I was trailing a string of objects attached to the rope. I couldn't tell what the objects were. They were so covered in thick, mucky swamp muck. But I asked about it. I said, "What are these objects? What is this about?" And what I realized was it doesn't matter what they are. The objects were irrelevant. As I emerged from that swamp, I was shown that I was in that swamp of my own choosing. I was shown that I was attached to that rope of my own choosing. But at the same time, I had the choice to step out of that rope. And I did. As soon as I looked down and saw that I didn't have to be attached to that rope anymore and all of those mucky objects, I simply stepped out of the rope. That's all I had to do. It wasn't like I was really tied up in it. I just simply pulled it off of me and it fell to the ground. All the objects fell. And as I did that, I levitated in the vision. I rose up and I saw these angelic beings coming to clean me off, clearing all the muck and the mire off of me. And I was just light, free, floating, happy, and at peace. I'd like to share a little meditation with you. The lesson I got from that, before we go into the meditation, the lesson I got from that is that we have the power to shift our perspective. We have the power to stay mired in fear, anger, insecurity, unforgiveness, confusion. But we also have the power to release that, let it go, regardless of what is happening in our circumstances in the moment. And in all honesty, there are a lot of things going on in my life that I'm not sure about right now. I don't know the final outcome. I do have many questions. But what better time to learn my true power to rise above in any situation than at a time where I'm faced with some uncertainty? So it's all about perspective. I've had my moments of frustration and fear, but today I really decided to shift my perspective, to know that I am following my guidance. And as I follow my guidance, it may not always seem clear, but I am protected, I am taken care of. And in the long run, by following my guidance, everything will work out as it should. One more example, and then I'll get to the meditation. This was also shown to me today while I was thinking about all of this. I don't know, some of you may not like roller coasters, but I've always liked roller coasters. And when you get on a roller coaster, it's a little scary. You get to the top of the hill and you see that you're about to plunge down. It can be a little frightening. But most of us feel very strongly that we will survive, that we're not truly at risk of death. And even though it will be challenging, there will be some big jumps and scares and frights, we know that we're going to pull back into the station safely and be able to get off the roller coaster. So seeing the unknown that way, there are challenges, there are ups and downs, there are some big things going to happen, but trusting the process, trusting the universe, trusting our ability to hear and connect with the universe, knowing that when we're following that, we will pull back into the station safely. So I'd like to encourage you to simply close your eyes. We're just going to take a grounding breath. With your eyes closed, take a nice deep inhale through your nose, filling your body and visualizing your body filling with pure light. As you exhale, feel that the energy moves down your spine and connects roots into the earth, through your tailbone. Let's do that again. Inhale through the nose, bringing fresh light, pure light, filling the body. Exhale, root yourself down into the earth. Beautiful. Now, just for a moment, bear with me here. I want you to really sink into what it feels like to be down in the swamp, to feel hopeless, to feel afraid, to feel frustrated. What does that feel like, that heaviness, that density, that, oh my God, how is this ever going to work out type of feeling? Just give yourself a moment to feel that. Breathe into it. Allow it. Beautiful. Now I want you to picture that in this mucky swamp, you're trying to make forward progress. It's dark, you can't see well. And you very deliberately lift one leg up and pick it up out of the muck. And it's very hard, but you do. And then you take a step forward and immediately sink back into the muck. And then you lift the other leg up, very deliberately, with a lot of power and force, and then take another step forward and sink back into the muck. And you feel like this is so much harder than it should be. So even though it's dark, you can see where the shore is, where the drier land is. Then you slowly, methodically trudge your way over to that shore while you feel this heavy burden tied around your waist, like a rope pulling things behind you in the muddy, mucky swamp. As you get closer to the shore, you start to rise up step by difficult, deliberate step, one at a time. Now you're only knee deep in the muck, and then ankle deep in the mire. And then finally, you take that last step and reach dry land. Your feet are on dry land. And now you look down and you see that the rope is around your waist. You take a couple of more steps forward, and you see that this rope has all this stuff attached to it. It's covered in slime. Can't tell what it is, but it's just there. And you realize that the rope isn't tightly tied around you. It's actually quite easy to just take the rope and drop it. As you drop that rope, and as you drop all of those attachments, that heaviness, you realize that you are truly free. You choose your perspective. You choose to see the real power that you have. And as you do this, you begin to rise up, levitating, floating, flying. You are not held down by density anymore. You are so light and free because of the choice that you have made to shift your perspective. And as you are here, the angelic visitors come to wash you clean, bathing you in pure light, and just giving you a sense of relief and lightness, like you can go on vacation now. When you're ready, open your eyes. The last thing that I'd like to share is the last bit of this that came to me. The way that we shift our perspective is to constantly remind ourselves and come back to the awareness of our real truth. The truth that we are free and we have the power to shift our perspective. I'm not saying that it is not very difficult to do that at times, but we always have the power to choose how we respond in situations. And the last piece that I was reminded of very clearly in my meditation today was our daily practices that nourish our soul are part of how we do that. Constantly keeping the awareness of what our mind is doing and thinking, and then constantly coming back to our daily practices that ground us, nourish us, and feed us. So with that, many abundant blessings to you in the warmest aloha from the magical island of Hawaii. I hope to connect with you all more in the future. Please check out my website, www.shekholistic.com, for many events that I am offering and for soul coaching and soul path readings. Much aloha. Until next time.